Thank you for signing up as a member of the new riding of Cape Breton, Canso, Antigonish. You will decide who carries the Conservative banner in the next federal election. You have bought a membership because you believe in something or someone, and you are taking real action to make a difference. And I can tell you, that means a lot to me. Thank you to Lucy and my family, and to all those who have come forward in their own way to help in this campaign. Thank you to Fiona and Adam and to your families for your commitment to our region. Over 2,000 people have signed up to vote for this nomination. That's a good start on winning the next election. That's 2,000 people I can count on to help guide me if you choose me as your candidate. I am running because I want to continue doing the work I love for the place I grew up in and the people I believe in. Your Conservative candidate needs to have 3 qualities: experience, a proven ability to get things done and deliver results, and to have a heart for people when they need help or something needs to change. I have the experience. 15 years as an MLA, including a term as Finance Minister and Deputy Premier. 4 election wins, with increased votes each time. I spent 12 years in opposition. I had to be creative to get results when a solution seemed out of reach. I worked with communities and healthcare leaders to bring a CT scanner and dialysis units for better local health care. I introduced the original motion to change pension legislation for new-age pensioners. I worked with survivors of sexual abuse and assault to change legislation to remove time limits on when they could come forward to seek justice, because many suffer in silence for years before they can come to terms with what they experienced. While serving in government, I was minister for the department that funded many community rinks, ball fields, trails, parks, and community centers in our region. Some of the first government investments in the country are now being made to improve cell coverage across this province, because I worked with local community leaders to champion this important cause when no solutions were coming from the private sector. I was part of a government that chose to invest in new nursing homes because we value the dignity of residents and the people who care for them. Voters in the next election want change. Much is at stake. Tariffs on Canadian goods like seafood, our largest export here in Nova Scotia, and tires made at Michelin will have an impact on our economy if they reappear in the days ahead. I'm particularly concerned about the paper mill in Point Tupper because most of the paper made here is shipped to the United States. Other markets where it could be sold are not currently developed. Canada needs to have good relations with our American neighbors. We have similar economies that have been linked by free trade for over 30 years. We should not feel threatened by the success we can experience together because of the good relations we have always had. These issues around trade bring questions about how well it is serving us here, closer to home. Some things come to mind. Food. Our local food is real. It is healthier for us and is not full of fake ingredients to extend its shelf life so it can be shipped to us from far away. When it is practical, the food available to us should be local food. Your government should work with our farmers and other local producers to ensure we have affordable access to it. It is something we should value because it is a measure of our quality of life. The quality of the manufactured goods we buy. Are we really better off when the only washing machines we can buy are made in China and only made to last a few years? Remember when we made goods to last right here in Canada? My handmade goalie pads are almost 25 years old and good as new. I know to that my hockey buddies will tell you they haven't stopped many pucks. Or how about a backhoe that one delegate tells me now costs almost twice what it cost before the pandemic, that it operates no better than a model from the 1970s, but it has all kinds of technology and computer chips that make it harder for the owner to maintain it. These so-called improvements make building homes and roads more expensive and eat into the livelihood of the small business owner. Has global trade improved our environment? There is so much talk about the carbon tax and how it is going to save the planet. What about the globalization of the world and the need to ship goods with short lifespans before they are junked in a landfill. The mining, shipping, and disposal of the goods we consume is not good for the environment when those goods are purposely made to break down, so we have to buy a new one in a few years. Product standards beyond trade rules can lead to better value for you and less strain on the environment. Our lives are not just about money. Trade rules should not just be about money either. If it was, the only people free trade would serve are those at the top, the super wealthy. Few can argue with the stats that show free trade brings wealth, but your government should be ensuring it is bringing wealth to you and your family, not just those at the top. Trade rules don't just affect your employment, they also affect what you eat and how far your dollar goes. Your government needs to understand that and be standing with you when these agreements are being made. Something that has not improved our environment is the carbon tax. It is a dud. Even the Liberals are admitting it. Imagine, the focal point of their government, just a few weeks ago, is now as disposable to them as a cheaply made washing machine that broke when we got it home. It did nothing for the environment. When I was Minister of Finance, we tracked the carbon tax. As it made the price of gasoline rise, the per capita consumption of it also increased, the exact opposite of what they said it would do. It did not reduce the burning of fossil fuels, and it contributed to the inflation that has caused so much damage to our ability to afford food, housing, and life itself. This is just one of the reasons why voters want change. The Liberals have taken the entire amount of debt this country has ever owed and doubled it. Their immigration policy created bidding wars for homes by bringing too many people into the country too quickly. They gave future Canadian generations the equivalent of a massive visa bill and took away the hope of anyone who dreamed of owning a home. Should we give the Liberal NDP coalition in Ottawa another chance while they reinvent themselves? At a time when our country needs leadership, the Liberals have shut down government so they can change their leader. Canadians don't care about the next Liberal leader. They care about what has been happening to our country. I ask for your support in this nomination vote because I have done this job. At a time when the strength of our Confederacy has been highlighted by the collaboration of our premiers, my experience at the provincial level will enhance the ability for the federal and provincial governments to work together more effectively. I ask you to choose someone with a successful track record winning elections and bringing results.